Hey faves, it's your favoriteest girl ZOESHAAA, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. By the title, you can obviously tell what we are getting into. Finally. But y'all, it's about that time. It's May the 24th. We have, hold on y'all, I can't log into my account, but we don't got many days left. Okay, that's the point. But it's about time that I sit down, and I wanted to literally sit down and talk to you guys about everything that has transpired thus far, and then, you know, get into the good stuff, take you guys along with all the fun stuff and all the stuff that I have been doing behind the scenes that you guys have yet to see, but we'll see now, because it's your favoriteest 2025 bride who is planning her wedding for the 3rd time. Hello? Like, how many of these have we done before? How many? But y'all, we've never reached this far ever in the process yet. So like, oh, it's really real. Like, it's real, it's happening. There's no turning back. You can't change anything now. Like, people spending money, I spent mine, and can't get any of it back. So what to do? What to do? But let's just jump on right into it. Nobody really had any questions or anything like that, so I'm just gonna go off of a like timeline checklist. For those of you, I know a lot of you guys are either going to start planning, are currently planning, have been wanting me to do this type of content, so you guys could get some assistance along the way. So here goes. Here's my foolish advice on some stuff. I can only honestly fill you guys in up until where I am right now, but separate and aside from that, we'll just have to wait until, again, other things happen, and then I will update you guys later on along the way. All right, so let me just start off by saying it was last year, like, I know in the beginning of the year, let me double check and see, like, when was the first time I reached out to, because initially I had reached out to, like, after discussing with Babe and stuff about like if we were gonna do this or not, I initially had reached out to the lady that originally did our first wedding to see about any new spots or whatever the case may be. She told me about one place, and I was just like, okay, done, I'll do this or whatever, because at this point, like, I've seen almost everything in that area. Like, I've seen almost everything in the area that I am going to be having our renewal at. So it's like, been there, done that. Like, pay deposits here, pay deposits there, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so give me something new, give me, you know, whatever. So my planner, who is my planner now, I'm not going with that person. Like, there was just a lot of like red flags from the last time that I was just like, we were both just like, we don't really feel right working with this person again. No offense, no shade, no tea really, but yeah, we're just like, nah, it wasn't fitting my vibe, my aesthetic, and I was just like, nah, I want something new. I want something new, or I'll just do it myself. Because if you guys know me, I do events and stuff like that, so it's not necessarily an issue. However, I did not want to really lift a finger and do much, like, separate and aside from putting my touches on certain things and like little DIYs and stuff like that. Like, I didn't want to necessarily have to like be doing decorating or anything the night before or anything like that. I want to just relax, you know? So yeah, so I had reached out to my coordinator, well, planner. When I reached out to her, she did cakes, but then I seen that she also does decorations as well, and I liked her work. So I reached out to her back in March of 2024. So I started talking to her from them times, shooting out ideas, just, you know, showing her like my Pinterest board, like what I had saved, what I thought I had wanted at the time. And her spirit, like, something about her, just, I was just like, yes, this is the girl, this is who I want to work with. Like, love her energy. She absolutely understands the assignment, and it was just easy peasy from there on forward. Like, it was just a matter of going back and forth, like, I want, what would it cost for this, what would it cost for that type stuff, and yada yada yada. So that was March 2024, would be a year and 4 months out from the initial timing, right? So initially, like 12 months and onward, like 12 to 18 months before, you should start considering like your guest list and your budgets for your wedding. So those two things go hand in hand, because the amount of people that you're gonna have is gonna determine the amount of money that you're spending for your wedding. Whether you're a bride on a budget, whether you have a huge budget, it doesn't necessarily matter. However many people it is that you're having, whatever it is that you want, that's how many people like you're gonna have to consider. You get what I'm saying? So again, the bigger the guest list is, the bigger the budget. Just put it that way, right? Now, this time around, I just knew that I wanted something super intimate. Like, y'all, if I could have had 10 people, I definitely would, but 10 people literally consisted of my bridal party, so that wouldn't necessarily work out. But I genuinely wanted something super intimate. Like, my rule of thumb for this guest list was, if you have not reached out, especially within a year, no contact. If I don't have your number, you don't have mine, there's no reason as to why you needed to be on this guest list. You've never wished us an anniversary, you've never checked in like over the year. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, we're not engaged at this point, we're already married, so you would have had to show up at some point along the last 5 years in order to have a seat at this renewal. Like, I didn't just want any and anybody. I did not invite all my cousins, I did not invite all my aunts, I did not invite all my uncles, I did not invite yeah, like, not everybody got an invitation. There was no tea, no shade. Again, it's just, if we were not close, really, it doesn't make no sense. It's not that I don't love you, he don't love you, it's just we genuinely only want our closest family and friends to partake in this function. Like, that's it. So doing the guest list wasn't really hard. It kind of was, because in some ways I did feel bad at some points, and then some people wanted, like some family members and stuff, like wanted to add on like other people that we don't know and stuff like that, and I was just like, this is not a family reunion. Like, it's not, no tea, no shade, but like, why why would you want to come to somebody's wedding that you don't know? You've never met them before, you don't know their names, like you don't know anything about them. Like, why would you want to attend just to attend? Like, I love a good wedding, but if I don't know the people, I'm not going. Like, I don't love them that much, you know what I mean? So that just didn't make any sense to me. And it was, I don't want to be the person that's just like, this can't happen, this can't because it's two people, it's not just me, it's not my money alone that's being spent, so I have to be fair. So it's just like, if you want it, if they, hey, whatever. So there's a few people I guess I'll be meeting for the first, I mean, there's a lot of people I'll be meeting for the first time, but I know of, but then there's just a few that will be there that I don't know anything about. I've just learned about them since planning this function. But again, those are the two main things that I would say are like, when you think of like you're starting to plan your guest list and your budget, because those two things are going to go hand in hand. If you think you want to invite every Tom, Dick, and Harry that you know, be prepared to spend. It doesn't matter if you want to, again, be a DIY bride and DIY everything, it's gonna add up, because the more people, the more tables, the more chairs, the more food, the more everything. Like, everything is more, okay? So yeah, take that into consideration. Again, and it's all depending on you, your vibe, what it is that you want, all of that kind of stuff. I just knew what I want. I wanted, again, something super intimate. Plus, I have super anxiety at this point. Like, it's not like before. My first guest list, I think we were at like 120 people. In which economy? In which economy and in which state? Like, the person that I am now, if I seen 120 people, I don't even think I would be able to walk down that aisle, much less talk and speak and say about the number that I'm at right now. I'm already shaking in my boots, because like, what? This is too many people. But we move. So yeah, those two things, again, I suggest would be the first few things that you can do. And if you can get your like invitations out as soon as possible, so you can get like a genuine number as to how many people that you are looking to expect, that will save you a lot in the long run than like waiting till last minute and you think you're at this number and you're not at that number, because that can help determine like the size venue you want or whatever. Sometimes we have like a dream venue that we want, but they can only hold 30 people, and then you think you're gonna have 90 people at your wedding when in fact only 30 people are gonna come, and you got another place that holds up to 100 people and you don't really like that place, but you only got them because you thought your guest list was going to be about 90 people, and now you're back to 30 people and you can't switch because you're in too deep. Yeah, so take my foolish advice, do that. Not to say that I don't love where I'm keeping my nuptials at, but there have been cases where, yeah, brides didn't get their dream venue because they thought they were gonna have a different number, and it actually turned out that they weren't, because things change, things in life change. A lot of people say yes, and then when you do a follow-up, things change. They're not coming anymore, and you thought that they were, and if you didn't reach out, they wouldn't have changed their mind or come back on to your website or reached out to you and say, hey, I changed my mind, I'm not going to be able to come, this came up, da 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 da. People are weird when it comes on to weddings, okay? So also remember that key thing. People are weird when it comes on to wedding planning. Like, I don't know what it is about weddings and people and like your relationships with people, but it's weird. It's weird. But yeah, let's not get off track. So yeah, 12 months before, baby, determine your budget, make a guest list, wedding planner. Back in the days, like, I mean again, I'm not gonna say planning a wedding isn't hard. It takes a lot of time though, y'all. It takes a lot of time. Like when I say I'm literally wedding plan every single day, every single second of the day. When I'm at work, I have a million tabs open of work stuff plus my own personal wedding stuff, because there's so much to do. There is so much to do. Like, you wouldn't believe all that it takes to pull off a wedding. It's a lot. So if you're like type A and you know exactly what it is that you want, even if you down to the T, you know what it is that you want, it's still a lot. It's still very time consuming. Now, back in the day, I was just like, yeah, I could do this on my own, whatever the case may be. And not to say that I can't do it on my own, because I really and truly know what I want. I can reach out to people, I can research, find vendors, stuff like that. But sometimes planners have their own relationships with people, with vendors, so they may be able to get discounted rates on certain stuff that you can't. I know for me, a lot of times, like when I reached out to certain people, because my number has a 1 in front of it, people want to charge me a different rate, or, you know, hike up the price a little bit because, ooh, it's a foreigner, she must have money. When in fact, no, a wedding is expensive, I don't, you know? So I would actually have like people in Jamaica reach out to certain people so that they could get a local rate and save that way. So you have to also take that kind of stuff into consideration. So if your planner is in the country that you're getting married, if you're doing a destination wedding, if you're doing your wedding in the same area that you are, it may not be so bad. But also, again, your planner has relationships with different people, so they can probably, they more than likely will get deals, and they probably know a lot of details that you don't. Like, even when it comes down to how to calculate like alcohol, how to calculate what you need in terms of drinks and all that kind of stuff, like what goes where, how to do a proper setup, how to do a proper layout, how to like make everything navigate and flow and just go, you know what I'm saying? So if you don't want to get a planner, if you don't need a planner to help you plan your wedding, like if you're able to do that on your own, I would at least advise getting a day of coordinator. Like, try to fit it in your budget. Don't hire a family or a friend to do it. Like, you want everybody to enjoy your wedding, just try to find it in the budget. Or if you have like an extended friend that's not on the guest list that can do that, and you know she can work with you or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay, that's fine, but you're gonna need the help. You don't want that stress. I haven't even reached to that day yet, but based on everything that has transpired thus far, I don't want that. Like, call my planner. Call my planner. Like, call her, okay? Call her. So, my planner, basically, she's like all in one again. As I said, she does cake, she does decorating, she plans, she does all of that. So again, I've been working with her since March of 2024, and yeah, it's with her, everything is smooth. Like, I don't have no issues there. So again, if that's what you want, this would be a great time to start looking into that kind of stuff, because again, you just want from the get-go to know what it is that your budget can cross from what it can't. Because we see all these things like online, like we see all these weddings, and baby, when you start getting back those quotes, people thought I was joking when I was like, I have to be living off of a cup soup budget. It's cereal out here. Like, the simplest of things. I was getting quotes from DJs for like $2,500 USD. That's how much Canadian to play mute. And I'm a business owner, so I'm just like, I'm not trying to knock anybody's price. You tell me your price, I just have to either know like that's what works within my budget or it doesn't. Like, I'm not gonna tell you what to charge for your work and your services. You know what you are worth, right? However, I cannot afford you, and that's just it. Like, that's just it. But it's crazy, and the earlier you are able to like really go out and source and talk to different people and find the person within your budget, the sooner you can lock those in and call it a day, is the better for you, because everything goes up. Within a few months, you'll check in with one person and you check back in again and the price has gone up. Okay. So yeah. Next would be choosing the formality and the theme. So again, this is gonna be different for every bride. You know what you like, you know what you don't like. For me, I know, like, in terms of formality, I knew I definitely wanted like everybody to dress up their best. Like, I wanted everybody to come out. Like, I wanted my girls in gowns. I wanted to see the guys in a jacket and a pants. Like, I wanted to see everybody on their best. Like, when I see everybody uploading their stuff, like, I want to be like, yeah, they came to my wedding. They came to my, like, I want everybody to be so I went black tie. I know if I said formal, people would still probably come in jeans. Like, I had to tell people, like, jeans where? What are you talking about? Like, go and find a jacket and a pants. Don't play with me. So I know I definitely wanted black tie, and I definitely wanted like a seated dinner. I don't want no buffet. I didn't want anybody to have to get up in their gowns or anything like that. I feel like if you're dressing up or you're asking people to dress up, they shouldn't be getting up to go and get food. I don't know, to me it's just like, I look too cute to be standing up in a line for food with my dress lying down on the floor. No, that's not cute for me personally. That's just me. So I knew that's for sure like what I wanted. I wanted them to be seated down. I wanted them to be served. Them not have to get up. Them look cute. Them sit down. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted. So black tie, and like, I just want like a romantic evening in the beginning, and then end up as a nice party celebration. That's what I want. Like, we deserve to be celebrated, but we also deserve to have the nice little romantical, you know, that we never got to get. So yeah, that's basically it. A lot of candles, not too much flowers. I like flowers, you know, don't get me wrong, but I'm not really a floral girl. Like, the whole place don't have to be floral out. Like, that's too much for me. that's too. I would prefer greenery more than floral, if anything. But enough light, candle, yeah, them something there. That's me. Yeah, galley. Yeah, and very, I don't know, this time around I feel like I'm a lot more simple. Like, don't get me wrong, I want everything, but in the simplest form, if that makes any sense. Like, I want everything to be very modern, very timeless. Like, I want, like, when people come and then like they post like, oh, my mom and my dad have been married for 30-40 years, like, I want my pictures to look like them just take the other day, like yesterday or today. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want them to look like chef's to all everything I look right now. adapt me again. So so excited. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I wanted. Very timeless, simple, clean, elegant. Yeah, but this, as I said, this time around, like, I'm very, very like simple. Not like simple like 2 balloons here, 2 balloons there, but like clean, like just yeah. All right, next they say you should select a venue and a caterer. The initial lady that I had spoken with had given me like a few like caterers to reach out to or whatever. There was one person that I had reached out to and their prices were very, very decent. I loved how they like plated their stuff. I was just like, ooh, chef's kiss. Like, yeah, like I love when my food looks good. Like the presentation is good. I don't want anybody just slap on something, yes, or slap on something this, or slap on something this, or serve with this. No, like I want it to be an experience, you know? And he was that. And the price, you know? So I was just like, from the like, you me I work with, yeah, that's that. And then as far as venues, there was one venue that I initially, did I pay down? No, it was like very difficult to get communication with this, like the owner of the place or whatever the case may be. Like I had to call long distance, I had to send emails, all of that kind of stuff, and it just took forever to like get communication. And like once I would talk to them like via email, if I called, like it was like I'm repeating myself all over again, even though we already had this conversation via email. So it was like, do I want to work with them? Because if we're this difficult right now, how difficult are we going to be the day of or closer to? You know what I'm saying? Like if it doesn't sit well with me, if it's too much accolade, too much back and forth, I'm not interested. So we ended up not going with them and going with a different venue that I honestly like more. The first venue, they wanted me to get like my own generator. They said that I had to get a tent, like like I couldn't do any other type of setup, like I had to get a tent. And getting a tent is not, oh, $20, no. You gotta get a tent, you gotta get draping, you gotta get fans, you gotta get air conditioning, you gotta, a lot of stuff for a tent. So no, it's not $20. And no, but I found out a lot of stuff as to why they do those things that way, like why they don't provide it, why they, you know. But yeah, I was just like, no, I'm not doing it. And my planner was just like, thank God, because I really and truly do not want to work with this lady. We don't have like great past experiences. And I was like, all right, say less, let's go on to this next place. And she was like, this place, love doing my events here. And I'm just like, say less. Price was great, you had to pay per person. And yeah, they did catering as well, and like catering came with like different stuff, but they had great like in-house packages as well. But I didn't necessarily need them because I already knew that I was gonna have my own caterer, which I'm so grateful when I booked with them, because now you have to use their in-house catering, which isn't a problem. Their prices aren't bad, what they're offering isn't necessarily bad, but I don't like when I'm limited to do stuff. Like I like when I have the option of either bringing in outside people or using your people. I don't like when you're telling me like I have to use your people, which is okay. Like it's great if you find a venue that does everything all inclusive, I personally think. But I also, you know, sometimes you see outside people that you like and that you rather work with. I rather have the option. Again, I rather have the option, not to say that I won't go with the all inclusive, but I rather have the option. I like options. Okay, so yeah, so I knew the venue that I was eventually going to work with. It just came down to a matter of figuring out the amount of people that I was going to have, because again, you have to pay per head. It's not like a set price where to rent this venue is such and such money. No, it's based on the amount of people that you have. But with them, what I got included was like my chairs, and surprisingly it's the color that I wanted, and I also get all the tables that I want. So that was a win. I did not have to rent those. It literally came with the venue. So thank God for that. And then it says buy wedding insurance. I never looked into it. Don't know. Maybe I don't know. nobody said anything. My planner hasn't said anything, so I don't know anything about that. You can look into it, I guess, if you want to, but I don't know. Buy wedding insurance for what? What am I buying wedding insurance for? I don't know what can happen. I don't know. But yeah, guys, that would have been 12 months in advance. Yeah, it would have been like June of last year, so this would have had to have been done by that time. Now, as you guys know, I lost my nephew last year in May, so this honestly threw a wrench in my plans because yeah, it just mashed me up. So like, when I should have like been doing a lot of these things, even though like I had initially found a lot of these things prior to his passing, I literally stopped planning altogether. Like at one point I was just like, I don't even know if I can go back and do this. So May, June, July was all dealing with him because we buried him in July. You guys know I went down to Jamaica. There was a hurricane, all of that kind of stuff. August came up. I was planning a fun day and just trying to get back to a norm. September, and then when did I start planning back? I think it was like in October. Yeah, I think it was like in October. Honestly, we got back on track and I was just like, all right, let's do this. And I reached back out to people again, just to make sure they were still available for the date, whatever the case may be. And then I started to, whatchamacallit, like really put into gear of doing stuff. So the first thing that I did to like really say like, yes, this is what we're doing, because at this point everything was just talk. Like we haven't put down money on nothing yet, nothing. Like, again, as I said, everything was cam. That's that. So the first thing that we did was our engagement shoot, which I did take you guys along, but I didn't say that it was, hear about engagement shoot. We did like a pre-wedding shoot to like do the announcement for the save the dates and get pictures for like the day of the wedding and stuff like that. So I think we did that back in, let me not tell no lie, I think we did that in October, if not November, y'all. Hold on. Cause what? November 10th. Okay, November 10th we did our shoot. And then I know that when I went down to Jamaica the next time in December is when I started giving out save the dates. So I gave it out to the people that were in Jamaica, and then when I came up like around Christmas time, yeah, sorry guys, whatchamacallit, what did I say? Jesus. Yeah, basically there was a lot of things that like needed to be done within that time that I didn't do. So we ended up doing the photo shoot in November, and then again, as I said, December came. I made my save the dates within that time from November to December, which I did post a short. If you're following me on Instagram, I did post the reel, and if you're following me on TikTok, I did post the video of my save the date. So they are up right now if you guys want to see what I did magnets. Save the dates, I printed them, I designed them, printed them, all of that stuff. My envelope inserts, made those myself. Like, baby, I loved everything, y'all. I had so many ideas. I ended up having to do 2 different magnet ideas because like I just loved. I'll try to put a picture of what the magnets look like here so you guys can see, but so cutesy. Yeah, pat on my back. I loved how my stationery stuff came out, y'all. Like, love it. What else? So yeah, did that, and then eventually ended up sending out the save the dates. When I got back, our postal service, like our main postal service, was on strike, so that hindered my plans of when I wanted to send out my save the date. So a lot of my family and friends that are like here in Canada, I had to like hand give them out to them like when I saw them. The other ones, when the strike ended up being over, I sent them out by mail. And yeah, like the people away as well, like England, US, all of them places there, ended up mailing those out. And the road started getting on the show, like when everybody was starting to message us back and be like, I got your stuff in the mail, we're just like, oh my god, like it's real. Like that's when it really becomes real, because like for you in your house it's real because y'all are planning, but like when the other outside people like actually like get the physical stuff, that's when it's just like everybody's now like talking about it, expecting it, like all of that kind of stuff. Like that's when it's just like anxiety keep on watching me, like yeah, them time there. So October, well, November would have made, hold on, November would have been 8 months out, right? So by the 8 months mark out, by 11 months they say that you should have chosen your color palette and start brainstorming your design concepts, which I basically had sent her, my planner, what it is that I wanted. I already knew my color palette, I already knew all of that kind of stuff. Like my colors are black, gold, white, and acrylic, like clear. Black, gold, white, acrylic. Those are my color schemes. That's my color palette, right? True. And that's, I feel like that's my color, like my color palette for life. Like everything for me is black and white and gold or clear. Like even in my house, like my other apartment, like always, like that is always like my main base. Like I love black and white. I just love how it looks. And zebra print is one of my favorite prints, so it makes sense. Like I just love black and white with gold. And then now my apartment is black and white with both metallic, silver and gold. So I think that was just honestly a given. It's crazy because like when I think about like my other wedding, like I wanted my bridesmaids, I wanted my color to be yellow, which isn't bad. Yellow is beautiful depending on the type of yellow fabric that you get, but it's just too loud for me now at this age. So yeah. I'm very like, yeah, toned down, you know, like give me some neutrals type stuff. Yeah, so black, white, gold, clear. Also, you need the key? It also says to hire priority vendors like your photographer, your DJ, band, and videographer. Again, at this point, I have not paid down on anything, but I already knew who I wanted to be my DJ. I had already gotten like my invoices from him. I had already gotten the invoice from the planner, and I had already gotten the invoice from the caterer. So I had those. The photographer, I got a few quotes back at this point, but nothing was solidified as of yet because a lot of the quotes that I had received back genuinely were just out of my budget, because a lot of the stuff that I'm getting back are in USD, right? So in the USD rate, it's perfect. But when I convert the rate to Canadian, it's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So I personally try to work only with people who quote me in JMD, because JMD works out to be a little bit cheaper for me, and it's again within my budget if I agree to it, right? So photographer I didn't have anything solidified in regards to, yes, I want to work with this person. My first photographer, love Mr. Dixon. Like I love RD photography, love him. Like I love him, but I had to tell him like, your rates are just out of my budget. Like it's out of my budget. I do have a photographer now, thanks to my best friend. Like she paid for my photographer, y'all. I tell everybody because I just cannot believe she took that bill. I cannot believe she took the bill. She's there talking about, girl, this is just bridesmaid duties. I said, bridesmaid duties? Like, she was like, yeah, because the other day she was just like, yeah, like I need to get you a gift. Like I need to get you a, you know, like a wedding gift. I'm like, girl, I thought you paid for my photographer. She was like, that's not your wedding gift. Like that's bridesmaid duties. I'm just like, bridesmaid duties. What do you mean? Where did they send you from? Like how? What? Like what do you? You're doing more? You're doing more, y'all. we'll get into it. But big up her, like big up her. She paid for my photographer, and his rates were close to what Artie's were, but I got more hours with him. I got a little bit more included in my package, so it was like more for the money. So winner again, yo, that's done. But that was solidified maybe a few months ago, like maybe in February. We're in May right now. February, March, April, February, probably like February, March. So yeah. And then DJ, well yeah, as I said, DJ band, I already got that. If you want a band, that's your thing, girl. And then videographer, again, if that's your thing, you can go ahead and get a videographer. I feel like a lot of people that do photography have like photography, videography packages, so you can find something that works for you, if that's something that you want. Joel has a nephew who does videography, so we did ask him to do videography for us. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to go ahead and do it yet. We will see. That's all I gotta say on that. Yeah, so that's 11 months, right? Now 10 months out, it says that by that time you should start shopping for your wedding dress. I started shopping for my wedding dress in January. That was 7 months out. Y'all, when I started going into shop for my dress and I told everybody the dates, they were just like, a few more weeks and you're gonna have to rush your dress to get here in time. And I was just like, and I like, what? Everybody thought like I was like doing everything super fast. Like, Zoe, calm down, you have time, you have time. I'm like, y'all, we do not have time. Like, I need to start doing this now. But then Tajio came for Christmas, so it was like, I didn't want to do anything relating to wedding planning for Christmas because this is the first time I'm seeing my brother in years, and this is the first time I'm hosting him at my place. So I need to spend time with him, you know? Jill left in the beginning of January. I'm gonna go back. You know, life is going back to regular schedule. I'm just jumping right into things and it's just like, whoa. So yeah. Sorry guys, I'm eating a mini egg, so don't mind almost on. But yeah, I should have done that from freaking September of last year. September of last year, life was just getting semi back to normal. October of last year, which would have been 9 months. Oh wait, sorry. September of last year. September of last year, y'all. It suggests that you should be shopping for your wedding dress, booking your hotel room blocks, taking engagement photos, and browsing wedding invitations. So I know for destination weddings, you're supposed to be sending all your invitations at least a year out. Again, didn't happen for us, but I feel like everybody already knew like when we were going to Jamaica, because like we verbally told everybody like this is happening next year, this time, whatever the case may be. So everybody expected it. It's just they were just waiting for the physical invitations, but everybody already knew this is what was happening. You get what I'm saying? So it wasn't like when they got the invitation they were shocked like, whoa, 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 this is, oh gosh, I didn't know this was happening. They knew. It just had all the details that they needed to know for sure on it now, right? All right, cool. So I did not do no hotel room blocks or anything like that, because the last time I reached out to a destination wedding planner to help me do all of that stuff, and when I sent out the rates for the rooms and everything like that, everybody was just like, oh my god, no, this is too expensive, I can't afford it, I can do this, I can't do that. And it takes time and energy to do all of that stuff. So I said this time, everybody gonna have to figure it. Sorry to say, but everybody's gonna have to figure it out on their own. Like, I can't do the babysitting or the figuring out the accommodations for everybody. If we were going to a destination like where we knew absolutely nothing, like if I went to like Mexico, Thailand, some like so. You get what I'm saying? Where we were all staying on the resort, then it would be a whole different story. Like I would definitely put the effort into it. But Jamaica is home for everybody. So even setting up transportation, it would be so difficult for me to have like a meetup spot because everybody stays at different places. We have family that are in Kingston, Portmore, St. Catherine, them way there. We have family that's in Westmoreland. We have family at Montego Bay. We have family at St. Anne. We have family like all over the place. So it would be hard to set up transportation. Like the transportation would have to make multiple stops and that wouldn't make any sense. Everybody has a place to stay. Everybody has a ride option. Everybody has, you know, a way to get around. So Jamaica just made a lot more sense because I could just worry about myself and the people that were staying with me and call it a day. I'm gonna change my battery and come right back.